Glad to have you back. We've had a lot of good interims over the years, and it's always exciting, even with some, like Mike and Maggie, have come back, and will come back again in the spring. But I can't tell you how excited I was to pick Mike up at the airport on Friday and to see his face again in person, not just on Facebook. I think I mentioned it earlier, but he served in Norway from 2009 to 2012, so you left 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And yet it doesn't feel like any time has passed except for the beard grew. But you were such a blessing, and your wife and your kids to the church. I mean, you were the chaplain at NATO, but most Sundays you were here. Sometimes you preached for me. Your kids were in the youth group. Your wife helped out in the music team. I mean, you guys were a vital part of the church. And so it means a lot that you'd come back. Why, this wasn't actually on the questions I gave you, but why did you decide you wanted to come back? You could be sitting with your feet up right now, retired.
Now, I think, to correct the record, I think that you contacted me and said, hey, when are you retiring? Can you come over and pastor? You made it sound like I came to you.
Okay, well, the true story is, and this is actually what happened, Shannon contacted me.
All right.
Hey, Mike's retiring in a year, can you use him? So maybe the real secret here.
That doesn't sound right at all. But the point is, we were, this was a special place for us. I mean, this was a place, the first time we lived overseas, it was our second assignment in the military. Didn't know that there was a town called Stavanger, and certainly didn't know that there was a job at the NATO Joint Warfare Center for a chaplain. And so we came over here, and while I was also connected with the other English-speaking churches around and occasionally preached there, this was our home, right? And our kids were in the youth group here with Anne-Marie. I can't believe you're an adult now. I thought that you would just stay high school age forever. So our kids were in the youth group with Brandon and Jennifer and stuff. This was just a really special place for us. And sort of our kids grew up here. And so it was a special time. Yeah.
So what have you missed? I mean, you've been away 11 years.
The thing that I remember the most about coming here to Norway was the work-life balance that Norwegians have is the quality that I admire the most. And if you're U.S. military and you're like, okay, you're getting up at 6 o'clock and you're at work no later than 7 and you're going to work till 6 o'clock and stuff, and to come here and to go, to take a deep breath, where we as parents, military involved and parents of kids and stuff we had time to be involved. Like I was coaching at ISS, we had time to be involved with our kids and to be a dad or to be a mom, which is just a challenge for military parents. So that's what I remember the most, is the pace of life. And I said this to Bjornar earlier today. I remember getting here in the first week, it was just such a relief from the craziness of military life that I was like, I could be a street sweeper in Stavanger and be happy for the rest of my life. It was just, I don't know. I think it's all true what they say about Norwegians, Scandinavians. It's awesome, except for Sweden. Just kidding.
Amen. Sorry, Marielle. We do have a half Swede here, so you have to be careful what you say.
Got it.
So what have you been doing the last 11 years?
So after we left Stavanger, we went to Fairchild Air Force Base in Spokane, Washington. So where I became very much against my will, the wing chaplain there at Fairchild. We did 4 years there. So Walker stayed here for a year and did Folkehøyskole, which is probably a terrible pronunciation of the gap year program. She stayed here. Mike came with us to Spokane, did 10th, 11th, and 12th at Lewis and Clark High School. And then he went to college at Trinity College in Dublin, Ireland. At the same time, we moved in 2016. I was assigned to Spangdahlem Air Base in Germany as the wing chaplain there. And so we were kind of close-ish to Mike. And then after Germany, Shannon stayed a 4th year in Germany. I went to Korea for a deployment or remote tour, as we call it, for a year by myself, unaccompanied, in Korea. And then in 2020, we had been away from family for 27 years. And so my boss walked in my office. He's like, okay, where in the world do you want to go? And while we want to put down roots in the inland Northwest in Coeur d'Alene, Spokane, the job at Scott Air Force Base near family was open. And so we finally were able to be close to family. So.
And you got a grandkid now too.
So we have a grandkid now. Walker, for whatever reason, Walker grew up and got married. Yay! And so she and Mac live in Kalamazoo, Michigan. They got a young son, 18-month-old Frederick Mackenzie Chrisman, which some of you guys saw last August. Walker came back for her 10th anniversary or 10-year reunion from ISS graduation. So, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
And what are your goals for ministry the next 3 months while you're with us?
Oh, that's a great question, and I've thought about that too. Shannon and I've talked about it a lot, and Shannon will be here for the month of November, so we just had some kind of elder parent care and then pet care and stuff issues. So one is I want to reconnect with the Joint Warfare Center and the 426th ABS. I think, Joey, you're still here. Anyway, yeah, Joey, thank you. But connecting with that, so get access to the base, and technically I'm on active duty until Friday, but one, to just to see what is needed for the folks who are working at the NATO Joint Warfare Center, and to see if we can make that connection, help them get connected to a local church if they're interested, have any other needs. Another one was, we used to be, Shannon and I were on the parent board at ISS, and that was really important to us. That was a real, what I would call a center of gravity for ministry and for making an impact was the school. And so to reconnect and see if there's some other way that I can help. And if you're connected at the school and there's some other avenue where I love going to like high school sports games and things like that. But just to be a ministry of presence in the local area, thought about that. And then working with the men's ministry, which I was involved with before. So, and Kurt and I are going to talk about that soon. So being salt and light in Stavanger, I always thought that Stavanger was ideal in some way, ideal for ministry in this way, that the world comes to Stavanger. Whether it's oil or NATO or economic or political refugees, it's a wonderful place and it's very international. And so I think that's why I'm pretty excited about the series that we're going to do in Acts on Sundays, which is the gospel as it flourishes in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the ends of the earth, and how we take the gospel and we apply it to our local culture, whether it's, you're from Africa or you're from the Middle East or you're from Europe or something like that. So we're going to kind of become experts in the book of Acts and how God used the gospel to change people's lives wherever they were. So anyway, sorry that was long.
It's wonderful, and you'll also be leading the young adults group.
Yes.
Which I don't know how that works.
Apparently, I'm a young adult, so
I think Rachel gives like one free pass every season, and we always have our interims plugging in with the young adults, kind of the grandparent in the room. Which at your age now with the beard, you can do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, glad to again just kind of helping out wherever needed. Very excited to be here.
He's happy to connect with people. So again, get his number later. I'll send it out. Or you may already have it from before, because again, it's the same number we've used. Give him a call. Have him come up to have lunch with you at your place of business, or have him over. And or if you've got a counseling need and you want to talk to somebody, he's happy to do that as well. So thank you, Mike. Appreciate you being here. Next Sunday, he'll be starting that series on Acts. Bless you, brother.
All right. God bless. Thank you.
All right, Nathan, I need your help here. I can do it by myself, but then I look silly because, look at that. Okay. See, Mike will help out anywhere. There's servant leadership. Thank you, sir.
Probably throw out my back while I'm doing this.
You just got your knee replaced. At least one of them's brand new.
Can I say something real quick? So it's about Shannon. One of the things you mentioned too, so those of you who were here 11 years ago, that Shannon was diagnosed with breast cancer and had surgery, chemo, and radiation here, and then 12 days after her last chemo, she ran a half marathon in Edinburgh, Scotland. She's doing great. Just so for those of you who know, it's been August 2011, so it's been 12 years now, and she's done 3 half Ironman triathlons, and she's like a 20-year-old. So she'll be here in November, but she's doing awesome. Thank you for your prayers.